Hi everybody. I've just reviewed uh, what's his name?
Fedor Emelianenko.
Fedor Emelianenko. Sorry, I don't know his name. It's Russian, so it's quite long. Uh, I just saw him. I just saw a few videos of him. He's 6 foot, which is quite small, like quite short compared to all the other fighters, because they're about, I think the shortest one I saw was about 6'3", besides Fedor. So that was uh, a little bit. I was a little bit worried for him because it was like, how can he get beaten by people who are like 6 foot, 6'3", and there was one guy who was 7'2", which is like really tall. He managed to beat him. Yeah, he was like a foot taller, but he managed to beat him, which is really like scary. Like he was more than a foot taller. What was his name?
Hongman Choi.
Hongman Choi. Sorry, I didn't remember. I just had a shower, and it sort of uh, gone away in my brain. But yes, he was a Korean guy, and usually don't mean to be stereotypical, but usually Asians are quite short. They're about 5'9" and lower. But I'm not trying to be disrespectful. There's probably a lot of Asians who are taller. But that guy, he was really tall. And I was just like, oh my gosh, how is Fidel going to beat him? Managed to pull his arm socket out of the place. That's how, which is sort of like scary. Like he's very broad shouldered, so he's quite big, like quite big. But all the other guys are also very big, which is yeah, sort of scary. And being short doesn't give you an advantage, but he's actually probably the world's best like player, which is like in that sport, which is quite interesting. Um, Considering he's one of the shorter ones, probably the shortest one. But we saw a few fights, and that was pretty cool actually. Uh, yeah, I actually did like it, but I'm one of those people who are like, I find martial arts, and because it was a martial arts, wrestling, and boxing, which is actually really cool. Um, and I found that very interesting. But I know a lot of girls wouldn't. So if you're one of those girly girls, it's probably not for you. But if you're one of those girls who are like, um, very like you like sports, then I suggest you look him up. I'll put a link of one of the fights of him versing Hungman Choi, and you'll see how good he is of a fighter. And yeah, he's really awesome. And also, in one fight I saw, he even the president of Russia came along with his family. Like I mean the Fedor's family, and it was his very last fight because he was quite old. Uh, can see and getting quite slower since he was about in his 30s and like late 30s, and he ended up like he ended up beating the guy, and the president of Russia was like, yeah. And I was just like, oh, that's a great way to finish off, because it would be such a shame if you lost in front of the president of Russia. Wait, is it the president or prime minister?
Prime Minister.
Whoops. Prime minister of Russia. And that would have been so embarrassing if you lost the fight you were going to retire in with the Prime Minister of Russia there. So, yeah, I'm so glad because he lost the oops, sorry, my computer just turned off. Uh, he lost the um last three fights before he retired, and yeah, that was sort of so I was just thinking there's no way he could win this fight, but he did. And that was really cool. So I suggest you do click the link down below and see how well he is a fighter. Thanks, Dad, for showing me.
No worries.
And you can watch my previous reaction to the Rumble in the Jungle, Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman. And you can see Dad's reaction to Mean Girls and the Fallen Stars. I suggest you look those up. Anyway, bye guys!